What's up, Alphas? It's your boy, Alphas and me. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And it's Wednesday. I got the gang with me. It's just a fan.
Yeah.
How everybody doing today? Monday, how are you at the top right? Left, top left.
I am currently recovering from a very difficult and vicious battle with an opponent, and neither of us would back down, so we just had to save our energy for the remainder of this podcast. I just had to drink a little bit. Don't do
Those were Ronnie Kenshin's like that. Remember the fire dude that had the same voice? The actor.
Makoto Shishio.
Yes, so feeling like him right now. I can't
Yes,
lie.
sir.
Speaking of top right, I did say top right earlier. We have the best on the mic, Uniqo.
And I hope they argue after the show. That was a good session. It's been like a while, so y'all know the deal. UniqoWilliams.com. But seriously, that was one of the best debates I've heard in a while. That was fun. Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens. What y'all think? I hope y'all.
Oh God!
Let it be.
This is a waste.
Lifetime match. Can it happen?
Waste. That is a once in a.
It's gonna be an amazing match.
That's a waste.
Some say it's amazing.
By the way, that podcast came out right before this, so come watch it.
You want to see Stone Cold versus bootleg Stone
Kevin
Cold?
Owens.
I'll be dang.
Once in a Money in the Bank.
I'll be dang. Once in a month. That's what you trying to say. Once in a month. I'll be dang.
And to my right, we have Afro Cummy 765. Tori, how you doing today?
You already know. Out here trying to defend good old KO's honor.
Okay,
Sad day.
He's a good A-lister, man. I ain't knocking that.
Him versus bro. I am a firm believer. KO versus Stone Cold could be an in-ring masterpiece.
Yeah,
and I'll die on that.
Yeah.
Watch
Pay-per-view. I'm trying to sell a lifetime match, not a pay-per-view match, bro.
Watch that debate.
Nigga, I'm trying to
early
say
this
legend.
morning.
You trying to sell Backlash. I don't care about Backlash. I'm trying to sell
Hey,
this legacy.
you still remember Backlash?
Yo,
You still remember Backlash?
That's
You
all
know the
you
only
remember.
Backlash you remember? The one where Stone Cold helped The Rock get out of that mess when Cold bunch of Stone Cold, Steve Austin coming in with a bunch of steel chair shots. I'm trying to sell WrestleMania moments. You trying to sell Backlash 2009.
Yo, some of this debate just keep going no matter what. We're on a whole
I'm
other
looking
show.
for 540 sentons off the top rope. I'm looking for dueling Stone Cold stunners. I'm looking for what chance galore. Bro, I'm trying to make a moment.
What? All right.
Thank you.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to make these wrestling nerds do.
No.
People that read this title is probably like, what are y'all talking about? I
I
want to talk about the halftime show, so we gotta have to. But yeah, the Super Bowl halftime show happened. We had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. All set up, had a great, amazing performance. Eminem kneeled down and
Let's go.
apparently wasn't supposed to do it, and the NFL said they saw him do it, so they didn't care. It was just a make-believe story to make somebody look good. It's a bunch going on. Some conservative weirdo says some sexual anarchy going on. I'm like, bro, that's the most clothes I've ever seen everybody wear. Unless you was turned on by 50 Cent, like how big he done got, and you're like, oh my God, he in a shirt now.
They was ripping
They might be looking at
apart.
Mary J. Blige in the thighs or something. I don't know.
But I don't see nobody else hanging upside down.
Bro, if you get off on thighs, dog, yeah.
Hey, don't talk about the thigh meat, bro.
Relax.
Relax. Hey, if that what makes you get, if that makes you get up, that's you, dog.
I love thighs.
I like chicken thighs too.
I don't know, but Mary J was looking good, bro.
She was looking amazing. Mary J looked amazing.
I was about to say, bro. She still got the moves too.
This was my fourth favorite Super Bowl halftime show. Fourth, Prince, Michael Jackson, and Beyonce.
Hey, Prince was always lit though.
I looked through all of them. I could not find another one that I would put ahead of this because this was well produced. Them camera angles was insane. The visuals were crazy. Everything was almost perfect in the way it lined, the way they put the trucks up, and how they roll. Dr. Dre came on, did a little point, and rose up, and I thought that was a video pack. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all did an amazing job on that. Kendrick is a very little man.
Yeah, hey, but the way they did it on the field was cool. Like that whole the way that they set it up with the dancers and everything was perfect.
It was, and that transition from Kendrick's song to Forget About Dre to Eminem singing that sound, that cohesion in the verses was amazing. And then he went on to the top white people song in history, Ate My Mom's Spaghetti. That's probably the most popular white boy song I've ever heard in my life. It's like #1 ranks in history.
It's fire though.
It's amazing, but I know that's #1 white people song I've ever heard in my life. Like that's like theme song for the last 20 years. But
it's up there.
Yeah, that's it.
I was about to say it depends on the subculture of
especially
Caucasian.
Especially they preppy. I feel like the preppy kid that got something to prove.
Oh yeah.
Mom's spaghetti. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Like your dad is the senator of the state, dog.
Do not miss the chance to blow. Please don't DMCA us.
I need you to be around more white people so you can have a better white person impression, Zelmay.
I was gonna say,
listen, I went to a predominantly white school. You can't talk to me about white people. Y'all went to a black school. Bro, I went to a predominantly white school.
I'm half white, bro. I can talk about white people. I promise.
I went to a predominantly white school, so I can say whatever I want.
I came from a predominantly white family.
They don't like you, Tori.
All right, we about to rein it back in. Yes,
all right, but the halftime show was amazing. By the way, Monte, your thoughts? What do you rank it, etc.?
Nah, I'm not.
I like disrespect him like Kevin Owens.
Okay. No, I like Prince. I ain't worried about Kevin Owens. He's A-lister, you know, we give him his respect, but he's not on legendary status, so no. But I liked it. Like, it was really good. A whole bunch of nostalgic feelings, you know, I felt what they were trying to give. I really like Mary J. Blige's part. She surprised me with how, like, entertaining her part was. Like, it really was that good to me. The only thing is just, I put it above Prince's. It's the only difference. Like, I put it, number 3. I mean, I like Prince, don't get me wrong, but like this was just more like a vibe to me. This was more like a vibe. I like Prince's
halftime show was epic.
Like I like Prince's. Don't get me wrong with
the rain,
bro. I was about to say purple, bro.
Like, I'm okay it was with Prince's, but like, like I don't know. That's just me and Prince. Me and Prince, so like. I like it. Man. I like some music and some of them.
Look, you probably got dropped off in a 1-on-1 game with Prince before he had you. You didn't get no waffles like Dave Chappelle though, huh?
You know Prince can go. You know Prince can.
You didn't get no flapjacks.
He can go, bro. Prince can go. I'm talking about like
he'd take you down in a blouse.
It's just like I like some Prince music and some Prince music was like,
Prince is better than Michael Jackson.
That's cap. But I like it.
Fuck what we're talking about for this show.
That's cap.
Hold on. Monte. Hold on. Fuck this show. What was we gonna talk about the halftime show? You are not gonna do Prince like that ever.
Thank you. That's what bro. You ain't gonna tell me much
better musician than
anyway.
Thank you.
Prince's show is 4th. I like this one 3rd, and then Beyonce's and Michael Jackson's naturally are like number 2 and 1. Naturally.
This nigga crazy.
Why you just want to argue and fuss with folk all day today? Now tell me.
I was saying, Monte was trying. He's like, what?
Let's get more juicy. I need some stuff for TikTok. Monte, who number 1? Beyonce or Michael Jackson? Okay, we got the Beehive on. Monte, let's go.
Yes, it's naturally Michael Jackson number 1, then Beyonce's number 2. Then I would put this one. By the way,
I got the same thing. Michael Jackson performance was like a 1-man show.
Why people be disrespecting Prince?
I don't know.
I'm disrespecting Prince. It's just, I love me and Prince's music. I don't like all of Prince's music.
Think about everybody else. He put on Morris Day in the Times.
He has the 4th best Super Bowl like halftime show. I'm not
Morris Day in the Times. Jungle Love. What are you talking about?
What did you like about the show, Monte?
Like I said, the show was real nostalgic, had plenty of vibes, different music from different time periods, plenty of different voices, plenty of different songs. I loved everything about it in generally. Like I like it. I liked it from beginning to end. I'm cool with it. It wasn't just completely over the top like some of the other shows tend to do. It was very vibe, very down to earth, very cool, something that everybody could jam to. With a lot of other shows, I cannot say that. So in that rate, like overall, it's probably the 3rd best show. Like even comparing it to Prince's show is good, but there are moments to where not everybody can really just vibe with Prince's music, or not everybody can vibe with some of the moments of his show.
Oh, I don't.
So
believe that.
therefore, I put this one above it because everybody could jam to this show in some way, shape, form, and fashion. No matter which artist you
Purple
like.
Rain in Miami is a legendary thing.
Unskip, no skips, no
At
skips.
all.
Yo,
No skips.
I want to say this. The one thing that did make me mad before we go to Joe point, I was upset when he played California Love and I didn't hear Tupac voice come on.
Oh,
I wanted the hologram,
I thought
dog.
they were gonna
You
hit the
can't
hologram.
tease.
You were not
can't-
getting the hologram,
You
bro.
cannot
I
tease
thought they were gonna
California
hit the
Love.
hologram.
You were not getting the
bruh.
hologram,
It's so
bro.
good.
You cannot tease California Love for like 10 seconds of the song.
2.7
I knew
seconds.
that wasn't coming, bro. I knew that wasn't coming.
That would have
did-
shut
bro,
that
I
shit
wanted
down,
the
bro.
hologram.
By the way, did y'all hear when he played California Love? How the crowd reacted?
Oh,
They thought
Yeah,
they should
bro.
have Tupac.
Straight
They
pop.
went crazy.
Straight pop.
And then
They
he stopped.
went crazy.
And he instantly stopped. Soon the crowd went crazy.
You gotta think they were in LA too.
Dr.
Hey.
Dre, Dr. Dre,
That
that
was
was
a tease,
fucked up,
though.
man. He should
That
have went through, man. He should have went through with it.
Yo, that tease,
Yeah.
bro. The crowd heard the California Love. California. Everybody like, oh, Pop voice finna come out. Wow, wow, wet. And then he stopped right before the Wild Wild West part came. Like, what? You can't tease that.
That's
I heard they were mad that he still dropped the "Still Not Loving Police" verse too, but he's Dr. Dre.
that was
NWA's a
interesting.
thing.
Even Candace Owens, like, I like that song. I grew up off that. I'm like, dog, Candace Owens. That's
That was
blackness. You
intriguing
can't stop
that
that.
they went with that on the set list. I
Oh.
didn't think they would go for it because NFL is all
I
pro.
love that they did.
trying to.
You wasn't finna have Dr. Dre and them up there and not have that song. Joe, your thoughts on the
They
halftime
should have
show?
just gave us the whole Chronic. I'd have been with it. I'll never get tired of that album.
I just want everybody to know that y'all not Crips now, just because y'all.
No.
I saw a lot of white boy crip walking on TikTok.
Everybody.
Man, whatever,
they doing-
man. I
they
was
doing a
walking
whole-
in my living
They
room,
doing
bro.
they doing whole
Good
crip
job,
walking
man.
tutorials on TikTok.
I
I don't
was
need
in my
nobody-
living room.
They
bro. I
got
don't
crip
know what you mean.
aerobics. They got aerobics for cripping. There's a whole cripping workout plan.
Boom, bro. I don't know what you mean.
They got a
If you
thriving community.
If you live in Calabasas, I don't need you to do the Crip walk. If you live,
Please. You're gonna get yourselves hurt.
if you live in Bel-Air, you don't need a Crip walk.
Yeah.
Let them.
Hey,
get
I don't
that at.
know. It's getting dangerous in California. They're starting to hit the hills too.
They are.
They thugging on boys. Think about R.I.P. Pop Smoke. He was in goddamn Calabasas and got blasted.
We know what they set up. But yeah,
Oh
Joe,
yeah,
your
it
thoughts-
was.
don't
go if you're a rich person, go to a hotel, man. Don't be doing this Airbnb stuff. That's dangerous.
So I just want. So this is my thoughts on the show. I enjoyed it. I appreciate that the NFL let Kendrick Lamar go out there and do we gonna be all right. And
Yeah.
I hated how censored the song is because that ain't the song I know. So
Yeah.
I wish they had let him do that uncensored. I mean, man, we can see Janet Jackson titty, man. We can go ahead and
That
We
was
let him-
not
we gonna
supposed
be
to be that way.
I'm just saying, man.
This
But
man here,
that's
boy.
such an
He's
iconic.
trying to see a little more Miss Mary. Is that what I'm hearing?
But that song is so iconic, and for what that song represents, man, I wish he had to just went off the cuff and just said bump it, and
But
just
the NFL in charge of the playlist of the thing though, so he can really.
Yeah, but doesn't Dr. Dre pay for the production on this one?
yeah. This is all done by the artist. This is not done
No,
by
I'm just-
NFL. They say
I'm
this,
but
an
you know,
honor for you to perform at the halftime show. But
you know good and well they wouldn't finna let him get that out. They like, yo, bro, we letting you say F the police.
They
We
let
ain't
him.
finna let you-
Like I said, when they let him get off the "Still Not Loving Police" line, I was like,
They
yo.
not. We only
That's
count
what-
a certain amount.
did they say smoke weed every day? Did they say that? Did they let that get off?
I think
Well,
they
weed
hit
weed illegal. Weed legal.
weed's legal there though.
You know when Nate Dogg said
It's,
that. Did they
it's
let
not the
that get off?
90
Yeah.
dog. You the weed legal.
Actually,
now,
I
so
don't
know.
know. When they
don't
transitioned,
remember they did.
they might have missed the smoke weed every day.
That would have been.
But
dope.
just know that I don't.
This nigga here.
I can't.
What was that, Joe?
That's it. That's all I got.
Corey, how did you feel about?
It's just so much khaki.
Hey.
I didn't know what to do.
I enjoyed it. I really did. I like the fact that they kept it simple and that they just played the songs that they knew everybody was gonna love. Because there have been certain halftime shows where I've seen artists try to get into like the deep cuts of their album, and it's just The Super Bowl's not the place to do that. Get in, get your hits off, and keep it rolling. And I like that they did that, and they did everybody. Like I said, the only little thing that I didn't like about it was when they first. I blame the zoom in on why they had 50 looking like that from where they started in on the angle. So I feel like they sort of did him in on that one. If they would have came in from a different angle somewhere, I feel like that's the only real thing I complain about. Like I said, I was very pleasantly surprised on the song choices. Everybody, like I said, Eminem, just give them Mom Spaghetti, bro. I don't care how tired of the song you are, give it to them.
I'm surprised they didn't do the rap one.
It was dope.
I'm surprised they didn't let him I'm surprised they didn't let him.
He can't do it. He ain't doing Godzilla.
You think he can't do it live?
Yeah.
No,
he wasn't hitting that. I like that he kept it, like I said, because he's the one I was really worried about. I was like, he's going to try and do some of this new stuff, and it's going to be, but nope, Snoop Dogg's always going to be a good performance. His catalog's. I am happy we didn't get Gospel Snoop or Snoop Lion out there, though. I'm thankful for that. The Crip Walk was looking crispy, though.
The Crip Walk was on point. Yes, sir.
Let's say at 50-something years old, he's still smacking it, and I like to think that he taught Martha Stewart too. So she was throwing up the set in a skybox somewhere. But yeah, it was just a good halftime show, and it showed a real sense of knowing your audience. Like they knew their audience, knew what their audience was going to want to hear. Because in other years, I've seen people complain like, "Oh, this person was past their time of doing it, and they shouldn't have done it then." I think that this was the perfect moment for everybody involved. I think it puts Kendrick on a level in the public eye that he might not have been. He is to us hip hop heads. I feel like
he did win a Pulse Award. Now that kind of put him on.
Well, no, bro. I would say he won a freaking
I'm like, he the only rapper to ever do that.
I would say he's the only rapper that ever won a Nobel Peace Prize, yo.
Bro, hey bros, would y'all lose y'all shit if they had a halftime show that starts off with "You smell what the Rock is cooking"? Boom. Would y'all lose y'all shit if they had a whole halftime show?
I love that they got a title belt. That's why you know.
Be like in Dallas or somewhere.
Master of promotion.
I'm with him. It gotta be like Dallas.
They got a belt. I saw that. I was like, yeah.
You can't go to the non-wrestling city. You can do that in LA. I don't think they'll work.
Nah, not LA.
You could have hit Eddie Guerrero, or you hit the Booyaka 619.
Well, we
want
to
that's a little.
But LA audience ain't going. Like, you had LeBron James and Pat. You had all the white people. You had all the rich people in there. They wasn't about to be like, yo.
Yeah, I guess they would have disrespected him the same way Monte disrespects Kevin Owens.
I don't disrespect him. You trying to put him in the S tier where he's not there.
So 50 Cent does the intro to Power if they have it at the New York Giants Stadium. Is that what y'all telling me? That's that we can.
No, 50 does the songs
and Jay-Z gotta be in New York.
Only add in
that'll be a crazy halftime show if they have one in in New York. You gotta do Jadakiss. You gotta do Jay-Z. Even though I don't know what he's working with the NFL about equality, but who else? Do you bring Nas out for this one, or that's a little too tame?
Bruh, I don't think Nas. I don't know if you bring Nas and Jay-Z out on the same halftime show.
I don't think you mix them two
because they both drop new songs.
If you do Chicago and Kanye,
you could just do Jay-Z by himself. Like you don't need
Jay-Z.
But I feel like people don't want what they got with California because it's like a California love thing. I think they'll just want the New York love thing.
But they did get.
Like he probably would.
I mean, aside from Mary and Eminem, everybody else was from L.A.
Like they'll just do Jay-Z and then Jay-Z just bring out random people.
I left out 50. So I guess it was half.
Who Jay-Z cool with Fat Joe? You can get. I guess Jay-Z cool.
Oh, y'all want Fat Joe?
Yo, Fat Joe got a song though. He got a song though. He got that one song that everybody knows. That's what you want.
I think Lil Jon. Look, give me Lil Jon on the halftime show. I think that would be undercover.
In Atlanta.
Atlanta got a lot you gotta fit into Atlanta show.
Future. Atlanta, Future.
Yo,
Who else?
shout out to Future for making Sierra and Russell Wilson leave Drake's after party.
I did see that.
That's that Future toxic energy I love to see. He was like, "Yeah, y'all gonna leave because you know I'm finna tear up the stage and be on." Man, I hope he did Dirty Sprite.
I got a question about that. We're gonna talk about keeping that in there, but I got a question. But we got to talk about that keeping it in there. But who had the best performance? And we gonna move on to Bel-Air. Monte, who had the best performance to you out of all of them?
All right, we starting at Bel-Air.
No, I'm talking about who had the best performance.
Who had the best performance out of the
individual?
Yeah,
I think he'll say Mary J. I think that's what he was.
Like I was really impressed, like how much Mary J was jamming. Like, I really was just impressed. I didn't think, and when I saw all the other star power and like Mary J starting on, I was like, I don't really know how she matches with this. Like, so I'm just like, I don't know how really she gonna do, but she was jamming. So I really respect Mary J. Blige. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I love Eminem's. I'm not even gonna act like I don't like Eminem.
Hey, I'm good. Yeah,
I'm not gonna act like Eminem's wasn't the best one to me because like as soon as Mom Spaghetti came out, it's a rap. But
as soon as we disagree, we can agree on something. That's what's messed up.
Exactly. Like I want to act like Eminem's wasn't the best one to me, but the most respectful one came from Mary J. But Eminem's always gonna be the best one.
For me, it was Kendrick because I just love the way Kendrick performed, how abstract it is.
It was Eminem for me.
It was the box.
Yeah. And then the camera zooms, because every music video, every video Kendrick in is some weird zooms that look really cool and make him look taller than he actually is. But then like that top angle cam, and then when he was on the stage outside performing, you're like, oh, this man really little. Joe, who was your best performer?
Just Dr. Dre bringing his bald ass head up there and get on that piano.
Yo, can we give a shout out to Anderson .Paak? He killed it on the drums.
Bruh.
Shout out to Anderson. He got a lot of TV. He got a lot of shine too. Shout out to California getting a lot of love.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm surprised Bruno Mars didn't try to shimmy in there with him.
Nah, that's a whole nother
versus Anthony Hamilton on versus right now. I just want to let y'all know that Anthony Hamilton versus Music Soul Child going down right now on Instagram on versus, y'all.
Well, for us right now, y'all, it's with yesterday.
Yeah, but who wins that?
I still can't call that one, even though I feel like music gets the small.
See, I'm gonna say Anthony Hamilton, but I haven't listened to a whole lot of Music Soul Child. I've heard a few songs, but
music gets a small nod. I love Anthony Hamilton, but music gets a small nod for me.
I've heard a lot. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't know.
I'm going Music Soul Child because he got the way longer discography. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up at the halftime, but I just got word on the phone that that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I saw it started on King Blizz stream. Okay, we talking about Bel-Air. Let's get into Bel-Air. Bel-Air had debuted. It came out with 3 episodes on HBO Max. It is very different than anything you ever. It's very different from the show, but the first episode had me intrigued.
May I ask a question?
What's that?
Then my question is this: did they like play some kind of remix version of the?
Every episode is based. Every episode. That's how y'all. Every episode is based on a song.
Interesting.
And it opens up to that. It opens up with the J. Cole song, and then it goes to the first episode name, which is "Dreams and Nightmares."
Meek Mill got the appearance.
Oh, so they played Dreams and Nightmares?
Yeah, so the whole episode was about Dreams and Nightmares, and that was like the theme of the show, and every episode had like a song title that played throughout the show. Yeah. So it was actually a dope and interesting thing about the show. That's one thing I like. The first episode had me intrigued. The second episode had me hooked. And now I'm upset, and I want to know what's going to happen in the fourth episode, because my boy was on Demon Time. I'm telling Monte he a demon.
Who's a demon?
Carlton Banks is a demon on this show. I'm gonna let Monte talk.
They said Carlton's a singing man.
Let me go over the show. I'm spoiling just Joe, y'all. But for spoilers for anybody that ain't watched it yet, watch it. I just want to let me give a brief rundown of the show.
AKA me and Joe.
Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all a rundown. What's the show? The show is very dark, it's very dreary, it's more real life. Dude from the hood go to LA. He plays on a lot of different intricacies, even stuff we talked about on this show actively. It plays on. We talked about one thing that happened last week on our show that happened literally on the show. So it's literally happened. I'm gonna go into spoilers in a minute, but It's a show, but kid go get in trouble. The one thing I didn't like about it was the D-boy, and I thought it was too extra, and they didn't put enough emphasis on it because it made it seem like, why is he this mad? But other than that, the show was incredible. Hillary was intriguing. Her storyline was intriguing. Like no, in the old show, Hillary's stuff was just for comic relief. This show, her storyline is actually intriguing. Ashley hasn't got a lot of shine in this show yet. She is barely even in the show.
Well, it's only 3 episodes out so far, so there's time. Yeah. Have they said how long it is?
I don't even really know. Carlton is like a main focus. Will's a main focus. Uncle Phil's a main focus. Aunt Viv has got a storyline. Hillary has a storyline with Aunt Viv that's very deep. And
all this established in 3 episodes?
Yes, it establishes all this.
Wow.
That's a lot. Am I lying, Monte? It establishes like real, like, okay, this is black mama,
is
black
the pacing
daughter,
okay,
drama.
bro?
Yes.
They don't just like, it's just not like huge exposition dumps all over the place. There's actual like a rhythm to it.
Yeah, it's a very good rhythm. It's a good. Only thing I hated the beginning was kind of rushed because they didn't care about it.
Well, I can see that.
And that's when he in Philly, because they just want to establish why he was out of Philly. They didn't add depth to it, which would be my problem on the show. Like the dude pulled a gun on the dude. They went to jail. He called him a snitch for some reason. I'm like, bro, you was in jail for 3 days. Why are you so mad that you will? And what we see in episode 4, travel across the country to shoot him. Bro, you was in jail for 3 days for a fight, dog. I don't understand why you was that mad. That's why I won beef with the thing. Like, bro, you can travel on a plane across the country. Your charge was not that bad. You like, he snitched on me, bro.
Extreme.
What did you get? I'm like, bro, what did you get a charge for? Bro, all y'all did was fight. Will had the harder charge than you did. Like, you didn't even get a charge. You would know if you got out of jail that he didn't snitch because you didn't get a higher charge. So I don't understand that. And if you did, but they didn't care about that. It was just established how he got to this place, and they kind of rushed to that. Other than that, everything else, every other storyline was amazing. You got the black mom versus black daughter dynamic. Aunt Viv, for y'all don't know, now we finna get spoilers. Aunt Viv is trying to help her daughter go through and help her, like, give her opportunities, right? Her daughter is trying to make a YouTube career and do her own thing, her own cooking. But she has these people that her mom hooked her up with, was like, our market is not your style of people. So we need you to tone down your style of cooking. And she's like, this is racism. And Viv like, how dare you mess up this opportunity I give you? I keep giving you opportunity. You live in my house rent free. You can, last episode, you can get out and do your own thing because you don't need our money no more. The little black daughter trying to prove like mom dynamic. They established that in 3 episodes as well. Will, of course, they had the incident. He pulled a gun on guy, got a charge. Uncle Phil got him off, brought him to LA, go to school. He missed his cousin Carlton. Carlton, you find out early, he just don't take the pill. He's snorting the Zans, dog.
Hey, he's a Zan man.
He's snorting the Zan, and my man is very territorial.
We all been there.
My man Carlton is very territorial. He dated a girl named Lisa. Lisa is now very friendly with Will. So that adds a dynamic to their relationship. So now you got that little jealousy thing. Also, Will got there. Carlton like, this is my school. Will gets caught by the security guard continuously throughout the 3 episodes. That some reason just harasses him and finds him on purpose. He runs in the room with Carlton. Carlton like, oh, you're a poor kid. Tell us about your poor school and your life, Will. He like, why are you trying to shame me? I didn't have a problem with that. That's why at this point, Carlton's not redeemable to me. Carlton's redeemable still at this point. Okay, they go to a party. Will's with Lisa. Carlton on the Zans. You know, you're acting up now. He see him with her. He push him in the water. As we established earlier in the show, Will told her he can't swim. He told Lisa that. I still don't know Carlton knows that. But Will basically could have drowned if Lisa didn't save him. I can still, Carlton is still redeemable, even though he almost killed Will if nobody saved him at a party. Because if y'all been to a party, People are drunk. They ain't jumping in the water to save nobody. So.
Ain't nobody jumping in to save you.
Yeah, so he survived, but again, Carlton doesn't know. He's still redeemable. I can say you don't know. And then Will beat him up. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It kind of washed away. We're like, hey, bro, we ain't gotta like each other. We ain't gotta like each other. We can be cool, but that's it. Like, we ain't gotta be in the same space. You just let me move while I move, and you move like you would, and be cool. Will gets on the basketball team. He has to try out. They're like, oh, you got in a fight with your cousin, a bunch of all that stuff. They establish all that. He gets on the team,
and we all keep saying, "Damn!" In 3 episodes.
Yes, they established a lot somehow.
How long are these episodes?
It's one is 56 and then like 46. I don't remember what the third one was. Do you remember what the third?
That's a lot to establish in an hour per episode.
It's actually less than an hour. It's just the first one, 56. I can't remember what episode 3 was.
He on a basketball team.
That's even crazy.
He snitched on somebody. They got in a fight.
By the way, to establish this,
I have pacing questions, but I'll watch and see.
At first, he gets a scholarship to VCU when he was in Philly. I forgot to mention it because this is important to the third thing, in which they don't go over. He gets a scholarship to VCU. He a D1 athlete, basically. He goes to school. The teacher like, I don't care how good you is. The coach like, fight. He makes a friend on the basketball team. He throws a bunch of alley-oops to him. They had this little weird shot when Will went up for a windmill with it right on, but he went left-handed, and it was terrible. That's one of the things that just blurred out to me. I don't know why they changed the angle of his dunk. But they established that
Peacock.
It's a kid named Cooper. I forgot about this part. Cooper was singing, he was saying the N-word, and Will pushed Carlton and said, this is the first thing that happened that set him off, right? What is the first and second, Monte? Let's set Will up. Let's set Carlton and Will off.
Was it what?
When Cooper.
Monte ain't been like,
it was
what
the first episode, but it was the very end of it.
So it was the second thing that set him and Will off. Which one happened first? Was it the school thing when he was on the podium or this?
The podium thing happened second episode.
Okay, so this the first thing set up. He said the N-word. Carlton was letting him say the N-word. Will pushed the Cooper kid. Carlton like, what you doing, Will? That's not cool. He like, you ain't down with us? Which also established a little bit something later on. And this Cooper kid gets punched a lot by Will. And the Cooper kid sets Will up with Xanax in the end of the second episode. Where Will gets third episode.
Will?
Yeah, at the end of the second, and establish him on the third. The same random security guard, they controlled everything in this school basically. So Cooper had this security guard check Will book sack randomly in the middle of the day. He's like, hey, let me see in your bag, and everybody in the school knew something was up because he's like, why is this dude randomly checking dude in the halfway through class? And one dude, like the only like black dude beside Carlton, like checking his bag. He had Zans and I don't know if it's Zan, Coke, something. Yeah, one of them drugs and he gets suspended. Cooper tells Carlton that it's set up. This what makes it redeemable because you almost killed me and then you almost ruined my scholarship. You almost drowned
that's
me.
a lot to happen in 3 episodes.
Man, like, yo.
You almost drowned me. You set the school against me. I got a restraining order from your little weird white friend Cooper. You was trying to set me up to lose my scholarship with putting drugs on me. It was a lot going on. Carlton is a demon, dog.
I mean, I guess they're still family at the end of the day, right?
I'm just
That's
letting
what I want to hear. I want to know. I basically gave like a swift overview. Will at the end of episode 3, Will playing the basketball game. Well, first off, they went to a cookout with the Alphas.
See, man, what the fuck? 3 episodes? They are doing way too.
I was gonna say a cookout. Now there's a cookout.
Yeah,
basketball tryouts, jail.
Jail 2 times apparently.
Uncle Phil running for DA. Cause I ain't got to his part yet. Uncle Phil running for DA. The whole purpose is he not black anymore. Oh, you got rich and you don't hang out. So the reverend, who's the number 1 reverend in the LA area, to help him.
Now there's a reverend involved.
See, at this point, Oda wrote
the reverend is a line brother, Alpha.
Your boy Oda wrote this, Tori.
I guess so. Hey, well then I hope that I was about to say the character growth will be amazing.
But yeah, so they go to this cookout. Carlton is meeting with this guy to get this scholarship. Carlton has anxiety, by the way. I want to make sure everybody know that he has anxiety.
Oh, so that's why he's got the Zans.
Yeah, so he takes drugs and stuff like that. He didn't take them before he took. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but I don't want to skip. I keep skipping stuff. It's a lot that happened.
I was about to say for 3 episodes, I feel like we're getting like a season rundown.
Man,
I'm just waiting on Trevor to be finished.
11 episodes up at this point is what it sounds like.
I was about to say, I thought, and the season finale is.
Yeah, and they had a cookout, and they all like, "Oh, you a traitor." Carlton is trying to get into this scholarship program, and this program that gets him like to Princeton essentially on scholarship. So he trying to suck up this dude, but he ain't really mess with the other black people because it feels like he just don't with black people. So he said, your father's best friend in charge. You got to get a relationship with him, right? He like, I never spoke to that dude in my life, basically. That's the way he looked. Will gets on stage. Everybody told him, get your ass on stage.
Damn.
And he was like, what? Y'all don't talk to me like that. I'm joking. He said, I want to show my uncle, show me how y'all get down with the alphas. So his uncle does the steps, and they all root for him again. He did the alpha steps, the fraternity step. Oh, and everybody becomes on the uncle side, which was like real quick to me, but I get it. They're trying to get this over quick. They're trying to get through certain parts.
A good dance can win over anybody, apparently. Yeah. This really might be Oda.
Yeah, so he hit the step. Everybody like, oh, that's my Yamacraw I know. He from Yamacraw, North Carolina. They're like, that's my Yamacraw I know. They go to Will's basketball game. Tells Carlton they're gonna meet him at halftime. But they stay at Will's game because it's an incredible game, and Will, they won by like 1 point off a game winner from Will. And Carlton got kicked out of his game because again, he got anxiety. He didn't take it, and he cussed out the ref. He cussed out the coach. And at the end of the episode, basically, Carlton seeing Will hit the game-winning shot and get celebrated, just like the TV show did. If y'all remember how the original show did, they have a lot of callbacks to that. And Will was celebrating, and Carlton was looking angry. And they did. They
called back a season per episode the way you made it sound.
I'm like, this man looked like he already been on Demon Time. He looked like it in the episode. He slammed the door.
Is it as good as Euphoria?
It's better than Euphoria to me. Euphoria is... All right, Monte, you go. I try to give a rundown so Joe know that rundown took me 10 minutes, dog. I just looked at 37 minutes.
Three episodes.
Okay, please give me a chance to clear up.
Okay, we gonna see.
Like, please, because Grandpa decided to give a whole out of order summary of the first 3 episodes.
I watched this at 1 o'clock in the morning, dog.
I know. I want to say, like, I would say not to give them the synopsis of everything, but you've given a synopsis of everything, but it's sort of out of order. This is what the show is. To me, this show, and I'm gonna shoot shots at things. I ain't gonna lie to you. To me, this show is a perfect rendition of what anime live action remakes should try to do. This is what this show is. Okay. Because the purpose of it is the show from the beginning, even when the show was like, for trailers and everything, said, this is not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is a complete reimagining and a different genre completely. But it is going to take things from the original show that you would recognize, but it's going to go in a completely different direction. Animated live actions never do this, period. They always try to sell people on the nostalgia and say that it's generally the same. So that's where they mess up, for one. 2, you could almost put Bel-Air alongside the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air simultaneously, almost, because what Bel-Air is doing and trying to do is show a side of the story that isn't really shown in the actual show, because they focus more on like the background story, like the gang life, his reasoning for coming, and the actual struggles that you would have expected him to go through in like uprooting your entire life in the middle of your senior year in high school and going across country to an entirely different environment and everything. That's what the show generally focuses on. It's showing not only the perspective from Will of like his struggles, but it's showing the perspective of the struggles of the family around him and them adjusting to Will. That is one of the main things that I love about the show.
First and foremost, Will, just in general.
Because they focus on Will, sure enough, but they also focus on other people of the show and their struggles. It's not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air featuring the family. It's literally the family of Bel-Air with Will being a part of that. And they're showing everybody's struggles, which is what I like about the show first and foremost.
Has DJ Jazzy Jeff showed up?
Yes, but it's not DJ Jazzy Jeff. But yeah, Jazz has shown up, but it makes more sense as to why he's shown up. It's not like, this is just my best friend from Philly. That's not where Jazz comes from in this show. Like, spoiler warning on it. Jazz basically met this man as his Uber driver from picking him up from the airport. That's how he met Jazz, which makes sense. Instead of like him coming out, so that's one thing that makes like it takes a different genre. Like, yeah, him and Jazz still met and they're cool, but it's not like you just came from West Philly with this man. No, it's not that simple.
Uncle Phil got to throw him out the door at least once.
Possibly, but like, and then like, the different genres of the characters. The characters are not the same, and they're not the same, but they take aspects from the other version of the characters. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, Ashley, she hasn't gotten much shine time, but she's still young. Ashley, okay, cool.
Yeah. Is she
Hillary's not an idiot, but she does have some parts of her personality that is just like, come on now. And like they make you like, the problem with the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was like, even though Will was portraying, a high school kid, he didn't look like a high school kid. And some of the stuff he didn't act like a high school kid. This one does. This one, everybody is generally as young as they look and as they seem, as they feel. Like, Will, who's playing Will right now, I'm giving big ups to him, actually will sell you like, I'm a struggling high school kid. I'm struggling to deal with this stuff. I'm struggling to like literally it got to the point where he went to jail, for the charge or whatever, got bailed out of jail, and on the ride back with his mom, he was passing by his house in the city. He was like, "Wait, Mom, where we going?" He's like, "Oh, you going to the airport?" She's like, "What?" He's like, he ain't even went home yet. He got bailed out after a day in jail and literally left that day and said, "No, you going to fly the plane." Did not give him a chance to adjust to anything.
She said clothes let on, dog.
And she was like, "Yeah, like I send that stuff later because like you being hunted down by a drug dealer." Which to Trevor's original point, the reason why it would make sense is why the drug dealer would look for him. Is like, well, Trevor, he's a drug dealer, so naturally he's gonna have other charges and stuff on his resume. So if he gets arrested, naturally he's gonna be pissed because he's gonna have other things he's gonna be arrested for. So I'm saying,
I see you saying if I see you again, I don't see what he did enough for me to travel across the country.
Well, first of all, we don't know if he's traveling across the country. We don't know anything about that. I know he thought he was in Philly. We don't know.
The actual show, they never literally revisited that storyline. Like, the story was told in the theme song.
But we see it in the open. But we saw it in the opening of every episode.
And that's what I appreciate about it, is that the show is focusing on aspects that the original run of the show, because it was comedy, was never going to focus on. And so I'm happy about that aspect. Me and like the other side stories, like what they did in the first 3 episodes, that Trevor was just telling, is that they set up everybody's story in and of themselves so that you know about the other characters. Like, Uncle Phil is like currently working on a campaign, with his family, and he's struggling and he's dealing with that, as well as bringing Will in, who is also possibly, going to cause trouble on this campaign, because I literally, went above and beyond to get this kid out of jail, get rid of a drug charge, and bring him to my house in the middle of me running for a district attorney. So literally anything Will does, they'll put him in the limelight. In trouble.
And like Will naturally being and it's a mystery to it too. It's a mystery to it too.
Yeah, they keep saying, that's why I say I'd rather
they like we owe him for what somebody did.
Yeah, I want to either way though, like it's aspects of that. Like first thing Will does,
I'm gonna call it now. Will's daddy took the rap for Uncle Phil back in the day for some crazy crime.
We might find that out later. It might be something along that line, but just and it makes you believe in the actual storyline versus just this is just a comedy. Like the first thing Will does when he meets his uncle is talking to 2 important prominent figures in their garden party, and he walks in. He's like, "Hey, Uncle Phil, I appreciate you, helping me with the thing and the situation and everything." Uncle Phil looking at you like, the first thing you say to me is in front of these 2 people. What are you doing? Like, so it literally makes you believe like they are kids, and like he doesn't know any better. He's still adjusting to the situation. And then the whole thing with Carlton, the thing that Trevor decided to leave out, where everybody just like jumping down Carlton, is like they sell you on the idea that Carlton is exactly who you thought he would be when you first meet him in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, Carlton is somebody that grew up in money, that grew up around a predominantly white neighborhood, and basically has forgotten anything about his black heritage, and is pretty much sold out to the people that he goes to school with to fit in with them. So naturally, Carlton is a sellout, and they modeled him after that. And the thing about it, when he first met Will, he did not have an issue with Will. The problem when he met Will is that he feels jealous that Will is taking his family from him. That Will is basically being everything that he wanted to be. Like he's jealous of like Will's relationship with Uncle Phil. He's jealous that even on the recent episode, he's jealous that Will.
Well, that came later.
No,
okay, so there's some
like,
depth
he
here.
got
There's
jealous
some
because it
depth
first
here.
started
Okay.
that Will was talking to Lisa, and Lisa is his
Oh,
ex-girlfriend.
yeah, no, I'm talking
He
about
got
the
pissed
Phil one.
on everything Will kept doing to the point where like I don't like you because you're taking away everything that I hold dear to me, and that's where it's getting to a fever pitch. So it's not really like they're just making Carlton be hated. Just Carlton, it just has issues. And then it's compounded by the fact that Will is coming up, and now Will is basically starting to take over his life. Is what he feels, and so it's selling you on the dynamic that Carlton is more than just comic relief. That Carlton is a spoiled rich kid that has issues that he has to face.
I love it,
and
though.
Will
I
is
do
forced him
love
to
it,
deal
though.
with it. And like then the other part is like to be honest, this might be a little bit off. My favorite person in storyline right now is Hillary, and it's actually
Hillary is
weird for me
amazing.
to say that. Like it's weird for me to say that, but Hillary is probably the most pure person in the entire show, and that is because everybody else, except for Ashley, everybody else looks like they got some dark background or like some secret that they're holding dear to themselves. Hillary is probably the only person in the show that is pretty much face value who she is, even though she done had her own struggles because they done sold her on the whole dropping out of college and other kind of stuff. They told you a little bit of her story too, but they actually said like Hillary is just honest. Like she is just the only person pretty much in that entire household that probably holds true to her belief, which is crazy. But
despite what you feel about her belief, she the only one understand it.
Like that's the thing about it, like they set up during the first 3 episodes everybody's story. Generally how everybody is, what they hold dear to them, their struggles and all that kind of stuff. To where now, because that's why they released it in the first 3 episodes. They used 3 episodes to set up everybody. So that you know about everybody, you know their motivations, you know what they're struggling with, you know how they feel about the situation that they're in now. And after that, now they're going to progress the story. So these 3 episodes is given for a reason. Regardless of everything that happened, you know why it happened the way that it did. You know that Carlton, pushed Will into the pool because he got pissed because he kissed Lisa. Like, that's the reason why that happened. Like,
they kiss him? I didn't think he called. I thought they were in dancing clothes.
Huh?
They kiss? I thought they were in dancing clothes.
No, they keep.
Oh, I didn't.
That's why.
It was 3 a.m, dog. I'm asleep.
I know. That's like they got pissed, but like they make you. They set the groundwork for everything that's happening because this already got approved for 2 seasons. This is not going to be just a 1-season thing. This is letting you know this is going to be an actual.
Okay,
story.
so it was a lot in the first 3 to set up for. It's a long form. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Use these 3 episodes to set up everybody's motivations and everything. Like you find out that Uncle Phil is basically looked at as a sellout, even though he's not really. They looked at a sellout because he's rich and he's a black man. And he ain't went back to the hood and all that kind of stuff that everybody like. They show everything from the colorism arguments, the racism arguments, the sellout arguments. They showing so many different tropes in this show. Like the N-word, they showing different tropes in this show.
Yeah, this is a lot like One Piece.
That Oda wrote Fresh Prince.
Yeah, whatever. But like they decided to show all these different tropes, and they're just like, okay, this is the story of Bel-Air that you didn't see because this is the version that's not going to be a comedy. Yeah, there's funny parts. Yeah, there's parts that they still hold true to the original show, like the inside out jacket that Will wears. Yeah, he still has that, but they give like other reasons for that stuff happening. So to me, this is how you do a remake by saying, okay, this is not the original show. This is telling a different story, but we're not going to disrespect the original show. We're going to take tropes from it, but this is separate from that show. It's not a comedy. It's not going to happen the same way. It's not going to happen the same reasoning. It might have characters in it that are different, but we're not going to disrespect the story of the actual show. That's what you do with a remake. You make it different, but you don't disrespect what made the show good.
Mm-hmm.
Except anime live action just never seem to follow this exact argument. Instead, they just want to be like, this is going to try to copy and paste. We're going to get rid of the main character for shits and giggles. Like, man. But to anybody that is curious, I strongly recommend watching Bel-Air. Give it an open mind because the original show was a comedy anyway. So it was a comedy. So you were there to laugh at it, but the underlying story and how everybody really struggled with it, you would be intrigued by this.
And by the way, I say that to the people that's watching. I say it's better because I can relate to this show way more than I can relate to before. I cannot relate to it. I don't
know. I'm gonna watch it then, because if you're gonna say it's better than Euphoria, it's got to be good.
Like they show like more realism to the story. Like they actually show Will having freaking nightmares about the crap that happened. Because the shit only happened a couple days ago. They show the nigga actually having nightmares and struggling to shoot basketball. Like they actually like give it some clarity to the stuff that happens. It's not just like, oh, I came over and I'm cool. No, No, I'm not cool. I'm a 16, 17-year-old kid that just got my life uprooted in one night for, some crap. And my best friend, he in danger and all that other kind of stuff. No, I'm not gonna go into all that. I'll let y'all watch that for yourself. But still, it's actual more realism and more gravity to the situation of what's happening than just I'm a West Philly kid, born and raised, that came over to LA for a couple of days. No. It's way more serious than this, and they're showing you this. That's why I like it.
There it is.
That's an amazing show. I recommend. I recommend y'all watch it.
We got to be spectators.
I recommend HBO. You guys should cut these brothers a check the way they just promoted this.
I'm gonna say y'all better watch it. I'm gonna say y'all watch it before episode 4 because these spoilers is not finna stop. These spoilers gonna get rough starting next episode, bro. So if you ain't gonna watch it, then fine. If you gonna watch it before this next episode come out, which I'm thinking is Sunday because it came out on Sunday, so I'm thinking they'll come out every Sunday. I'm telling you, Carlton is finna go viral for whatever's finna happen in season 4. Episode 4. He finna go viral. I'm not gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say no build up or nothing. He finna go viral for whatever happens on episode 4. So please, if you're gonna watch the show, watch it before Sunday. Cause it's gonna go viral. I'm telling you, it's gonna go viral.
I told you all he did, Joe.
But they might not have. They might have tuned you out and you're not gonna remind them. Quiet. Yeah. But the only thing about it is that I will say.
Saying.
No,
the only thing I'm mad. He just got mad. He got mad.
Yeah, he got mad. But I don't know. Nobody know what he's gonna do. But Carlton is liable to do something crazy. But the funny thing I'm gonna say is that I did not expect this. Besides Hillary being my favorite character so far, and she's like the best looking one on there. But no, is that I did not think that Carlton would look like Randall, the snitch from Recess. I did not think that Carlton was looking like that, but bro, when I looked in and I saw that picture, bro, I literally
Black Randall.
I was done, bro. I said, how my man look like Black Randall from Recess, bro? It's just crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Jeffrey is G, bro. Jeffrey is G. They got him right, bro. He is a G.
Jeffrey smoke cigar, play pool, and be like, Phil.
Jeffrey
I got this chick from yoga, dog.
And you know that him playing pool is a little nod to that pool episode too. Like they not slick. That's what I'm saying. Like they do it right, but they do it different, and that's how you do a remake. You give honor to the original show, but you don't ruin it or make it great. You just change it, and you still make your own thing by giving honor to the original and not ruining what made it great. If you're gonna change the whole thing, that's fine. Tell a different story. Tell a story that relates to the original story. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you're not ruining or spitting on what's good. Versus something like Cowboy Bebop was like, we're going to tell you the same story, but we're just going to change stuff that are majorly important and remove characters and do stuff out of order. And we don't care how you feel about it. And it's going to be the same exact genre.
Like my spoilers.
And we're not changing nothing. Oh, okay.
Like my spoilers.
Luckily, your spoilers are so jumbled and everything that people can just... Nah, they'll still be surprised.
He hit us with the One Piece exposition dump. He was like, "Yeah, I got some info."
He didn't everything, luckily.
I didn't want to everything. Use some stuff you gotta have.
You told the most.
Man, shit, the episode is 67 fucking minutes. You told it all. I know the whole. I'm not watching episode 3. I'm gonna watch episode 4 because I'm good.
Just gonna start episode 4. What you talking about? I don't need
this. It's a lot of emotion. You need to understand.
But he didn't tell everything that was important. So you can go watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
You will enjoy it though. You will enjoy Bel-Air. I really feel like people.
Is that gonna be a piece Tuesdays now or Wednesdays?
It might be. I love it that much. If it keep up.
It's good because people will actually be able to look at it with an unbiased mind because they did a remake right. I can tell Will Smith's hand is all over this because they actually did a respectable remake, not just like we're gonna take the show and just change crap and we're gonna expect you to think of it the same. Like, nah,
that's what I was saying. Is that Will got too much money for you to cancel anything he does. So even if it turns out bad, he gonna at least get it. He gonna at least get his rocks off.
Yeah, I that's what I said. I said because Will Smith's name is on, it's probably gonna go to finish anyway. So, but it's guaranteed for 2 seasons. So. But remember, you got at least 2 seasons of this.
Carlton was trending for 2 days, so I'm
Carlton. I'm telling you, man, Carlton is gonna trend even worse come episode 4. So if you're gonna watch it, you got 5 days.
Know.
Watch it for
Sunday.
Sunday.
Beat out Kanye.
Watch it for Sunday. Watch it for Sunday. Oh, you think
no, right? Watch it for Sunday. He's right.
Hey, bro.
I'm not worried about Kanye right now because all of that is really it's just a whole bunch of attention stuff. I'm not worried about Kanye.
It's amazing.
I'm not worried about none of it. It's mostly a bunch of attention stuff. I'm not going to worry about Kanye. If it's
You don't
all
wanna hear
if it's
about
not
Skeet?
everywhere, I don't care.
Because my wife said no.
Hey, but I'm telling people now, when the Pete Davidson Kim K tape drops, it's finna be lit.
There it goes.
Don't talk about Skeet, bro. Leave Skeet alone.
Leave Skeet.
Kanye gonna handle that, bro. Kanye gonna handle that.
I don't talk in Billy language. I talk straight
Why was
forward.
dude choking? Why they show dude from Baby Boy choking my guy out though? Like, what's wrong with Kanye, man?
The crazy thing is though,
I can't even answer for this
Kim
man.
is probably having wild threesomes with Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. And Kanye is over here.
Okay, before this goes too far off the rails, we need to go ahead and do the
No,
last thing.
Pete Davidson and Machine Gun Kelly are best friends.
What they gotta do?
They be doing freaky stuff. And Travis Barker is dating Courtney.
Why?
Chloe-
So you want? So are you putting Courtney in like some weird? We ain't gonna talk.
No, I'm saying there's probably
back
some
to
crazy
we had a
rock
bunch of
band
trailers.
sex going on.
We going back to the spoiler. Let's talk about the Super Bowl commercials. And speaking of DC and Disney, Marvel put out trailers. And let's get right to it. Everybody,
The difference in quality was flabbergasting.
DC put out a bunch of random little segments that's all together, stuck together in some weird thing that was kind of we saw The Rock choking a dude, and it was dope looking, but we saw
Black Adam.
We saw Dr. Fate. We saw some other characters in it, so that was dope to see.
The Wonder Twins.
Yeah, we saw a bunch of people, but most people didn't care because Marvel stole the show with the crazy Doctor Strange trailer, which we have talked about many times, and it confirmed that we wasn't just fantasy booking, that it might actually, that it will happen, because we heard Professor X's voice.
Yes, we did.
We saw Ultron bots, which
is kind of sad. It was the worst Avenger movie.
But we saw basically, if you know what Ultron bots is, that's Superior Iron Man.
Yep.
We saw Wanda getting a fight with somebody gold.
There's a lot of conjecture about who that could be, bro. I ain't gonna worry.
I'm seeing Superior Iron Man. I'm seeing
a lot of people.
I'm seeing the second Captain Marvel, Rambo.
Man, I even saw a prediction that could be Nova. I was like, boy.
It would be a random time to bring in Nova, though.
I don't feel like Nova fits with Captain Marvel.
Just not.
But Nova would go with the Guardians of the Galaxy if he was going to pop in anywhere.
I mean, the conjecture in that is a lot. I've even seen it could be possibly Monica Rambeau. It's a lot. It could
but she was the second Captain Marvel, so she would fit in Illuminati. We see Daredevil in the poster. I don't know if anybody saw it. Daredevil is in the poster telling you doing like this. He's in the one of the glasses. Look at the top of the poster. You zoom in. He's doing this.
But we know I've been saying, give me the Illuminati for so many. For every comic book themed episode we've done, I'm pretty sure I've said, give me the Illuminati at least
time
once.
now for that though. Or is there any time? Is there any better time to do it than right now?
If this is when they're gonna do it, I mean, bring it in. I'm trying to see
Wanda, and it looked like Wanda won. Because that ending of that commercial, she got blood on her in the Illuminati compound looking like this. So I'm like, oh, is Wanda finna KO the Illuminati?
She's not doing
it. They're too smart for that.
I've learned is...
If Wanda KO the Illuminati, there is not even an argument who the strongest. Yeah. That is gone.
I mean, without
we're not going to get World Breaker Hulk if Wanda beats the Illuminati.
I've given up on World Breaker Hulk. They already pulled that storyline.
But the Illuminati gives you a chance to rework it in a way only Marvel can.
I don't want World Breaker Hulk.
Well, you also don't want Kevin Owens to face Steve Austin.
I don't. No. I don't want him to be the once in a lifetime match. If I got like 2 or 3 matches with Steve Austin, then yeah, sure. But no, like the reason I say I don't want World Breaker Hulk is because the storyline that brings World Breaker Hulk in the best way has already been used. So I don't want you to shoehorn a World Breaker Hulk in the middle of some other crap. Like if you're gonna do it just the regular way,
in the beginning it was all started by the Illuminati. That's the part that they didn't do of the story. And while it had little callbacks, they didn't show you his whole life on the planet. Because you got to think the whole thing was the Illuminati sends him off. He starts a family, and then the ship that they sent him on blows up, destroys the planet, and then he comes back for revenge.
I know, and we've already did a storyline shoehorning that in Thor Ragnarok, where he's already been off planet.
I'm saying if they gave us a Hulk movie, which they haven't, if they did, they could do that in there. I'm not saying they would. I'm saying they could.
I'm saying if we were to do that movie, I don't have a problem with it, but they should have did that sooner. At this point, I don't want that World War Hulk movie at this point.
It wasn't Universal in charge of the Hulk, so Disney couldn't use it yet.
Like at this point, the heroes that the Hulk would be fighting aren't even the heroes that are recognizable with that storyline. I don't even want them there at this point. Like at this point,
But if you're getting, you got to think, if we're letting them do these little changes and stuff, and we're not expecting stuff to come straight to form because they showed us they can do a good job of taking it away from the source material and it still being good. I mean, I think it could be a good movie.
Not that storyline, like, because one, it's so much.
They got a lot of slots to fill. That's all I'm saying.
They've got a lot of slots. I don't want that. It's too much to change. I'm
we ain't got, bro. Marvel putting in that work. We can add a Warlock coming soon.
They are putting in
the God Butcher. We can. I'm hearing we getting Odin's and Thor.
It's almost. Do you want to go? How are we getting Gore the God Butcher if we haven't? Are they going to go into Null? Are we setting up the all black Necros? Which phase is that going to be in?
I can't see Null, man.
People are trying to shout Null. There is no Gore the God Butcher without Null.
Yeah, you don't have to bring Null.
He got the all black Necro sword came from Null.
Well, Gore was technically before.
Like
no, but Gore didn't get the power to fight them. He got it from the all black Necro sword.
But Null fought like thousands of years ago. Yeah, but he fought Eternal like thousands of years ago. You can just skip over that.
Yeah, you can be a leftover offshoot energy. You do not have to bring Null, because Null they still don't have no way of fighting Null. To me, the final antagonist that makes the most sense right now. Isn't Phase 4
supposed to be this great setup? Like, isn't? And I mean, King and
Black is a hell of a setup. I don't think
they're
getting in Galaxy. I don't think they're doing that level yet. I think they just not going to multiversal.
Like,
I'm just saying, King and Black, if there was a time to start setting it up for the long game, I mean, now would be it if you were to give it some time to differentiate.
Because you would have to have kept Venom over here. Like, if they didn't keep Venom over here, then they
kept a piece of Venom. They kept a piece of Venom.
No, you need Venom over here.
That is true. You actually need Eddie Brock for
back over.
Venom actually beat Null, so
Venom beat Null with the help of that goddamn crazy force.
They'll be in the Sony universe, though. I doubt they'll be in.
To me,
but King and Black could be a good movie.
The one I think they set up for, I done been said this one ever since WandaVision. I think they set up for Chthon. That's the one I've been said they're gonna set up for.
You don't feel like it's too? You don't feel like it's too obscure?
It makes too much sense right now. Like everything,
real. He a legend god, he elder god in real.
But I'm saying as far as Marvel, as the Marvelverse goes, he's a rather obscure.
He's known to made.
I mean, I can see that, but right now they're already pulling James Foster. There's legends pulling together Ironheart. Like they're already going far off.
But he ain't gonna really show up. It's gonna be through Wanda. He ain't gonna show up.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they already pulled.
He never showed up in the anime. He never showed up in the comic book.
I mean, I didn't think we were gonna get Shuma Gorath, but we saw that trailer.
That could be Gargantos. I don't know which one that is.
That is not. No, we got to stop that. I see that. That was Shuma Gorath. We can't argue about.
We don't know which one that is.
That looks like Shuma, but I don't know Marvel.
Like Gargantos and Shuma literally look the exact same, except for their color scheme. It could be either one.
Much Marvel versus Capcom 2 to not know a Shuma Gorath when I see him. I made Shuma Gorath for years.
I'm telling you, it could just be either one.
Let me put on record. That's a universal threat, by the way.
By the way, I don't want that to be Shuma.
I'm with it, but I'm just saying it could be either one.
I don't want that to be Shuma. I do not want Wanda should not be able to control Shuma. Whoever should not be able to control Shuma.
I would have a little bit of a problem with that.
It's real.
What's Shuma Gorath gonna look like if that's not him, though? That's my only real question.
Shuma could eat that universe. He doesn't need to be in a city destroying buildings.
No, but I'm saying as far as the way, as
Schumer
far as
another
the
level,
look,
dog. I'll be pissed if that Schumer go after it.
I want to see his eyeball open into a mouth and eat something.
Now,
Like
Schumer is one of Doctor Strange antagonists, but just I don't really care which one.
He can't. Now, if Schumer show up, he look at people and they die.
That's
Yeah,
He don't go bust, dog. He don't need
either one. It could be either one.
Like,
It could be Gargantuan. Gargantuan is
explain-
just a monster that looks like Schumer. That's just a regular monster.
I would
Are
be
we able to
absolutely
explain
pissed
how
if
they
Schumer-
can handle that? That's what I'm saying. I don't think
it
they
could be a
built that up.
Schumer
Schumer's a
avatar.
monster.
Schumer Gorath has used many an avatar. I do believe he is.
But that's what I'm saying.
A proxy?
No,
You think they're gonna go to proxy level?
Tor. The people that I'm talking about, the Schumer I'm talking about, is that Schumer. The real Schumer would end the world as soon as he show up. That's why he can't.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why they block him
I don't
off.
think they're built up.
His proxy
that
looks
threat
at people and kill them. Unless Blue Marvel show up. Blue Marvel did beat him in the comic book, but Blue Marvel gonna show up in WandaVision?
You can't just let Blue Marvel just show up.
Yeah, you can't just let Blue Marvel appear. I don't think that would do it. Unless he was a part, they use the Blue Marvel and just put him in the Illuminati, and I still don't like that.
Even though that is some of the more I can't say.
Like if Hyperion or Blue Marvel don't show up, they're not being a proxy of Shimagura.
Yeah,
so I just think
Hyperion,
they're setting up
but
for Chthon.
how do you bring Hyperion in without him breaking the game? The man with the power of a million suns.
Which is why that's a good argument.
Hyperion, wow, JoJo.
Yeah.
Hyperion survived 2 universes blowing up.
And survived the Hulk ripping him in half multiple times.
The Eternals are the only one that kind of
don't let the other side come out.
At this point, from
not the Eternals that they showed.
And that's what I'm saying. They're the only ones that, like, in a sense, scratched the surface of fighting those kind of universal threat kind of people, but they still didn't do nothing. So everybody else in the Marvel universe, I don't see how you build them up to do that unless you bring in somehow Phoenix and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think Chthon makes more sense. Chthon is the elder guy, but Chthon is something that can at least appear on the earth.
Chthon don't show up. He never shows up.
I was gonna say, I thought he never came in person.
He only uses Wanda to come back.
It makes more, and everything they're doing with Wanda just makes sense for Chthon.
It's like the Juggernaut and Sidorak deal.
So they got the Grimoire. They've already activated her powers. Her powers directly come from Chthon. It makes more sense for them to just build up Chthon at this point. Like, it literally just makes either Chthon or Nightmare.
Can you do that without taking away from Wanda, though? Are they willing to?
That's the thing. That's what you want to do. Is you going to have to?
Chthon is kind of Wanda. So.
But are you willing to? Are you willing to hurt the moneymaker that we know Miss Olsen is as Wanda by somewhat damaging her?
But the whole show could be about because Wanda's strong in Doctor. The whole thing could be saving Wanda because they showed a little glass cage. When Wanda's eyes was looking in, it showed a glass cage in her eyes, which might mean Wanda might be trapped by Chthon in her head. And Doctor Strange, Joe Gold, would be to save her because they gonna die if he don't.
Yeah.
And then I think about it, you have to remember there are other things that attribute to Chthon coming up. Agatha Harkness is going to get her own special of shows, and she directly is going to be a part of Magic and Runes that deals with Chthon in his past anyway. It makes too much sense for them to not do Chthon with them setting her up this way. It just makes too much sense to me.
And he doesn't have to show up because he's too OP.
No, he don't have to. Like, he could actually at least appear on the earth. Like, they could actually, like, do some kind of magical BS to force Chthon out of her body and fight him in some form. I believe that.
No, they can't fight Chthon.
No, I'm saying I feel
like we're linking up a lot of people that movie fights aren't
like you could fight an avatar of Shuma Gorath. I'd be more believable of an avatar of Chthon getting fought than an avatar of Shuma. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe in Wanda's mind, but I don't think he needs to show.
Either way, I'll believe that rather than any avatar of the other stuff. Because, like, one, Galactus is not going to come there because there's no way they're handling him. And you're not going to do any of the other Celestials and none of that kind of thing.
We're not doing it. You said they're doing Gore the God Butcher, so if you Skyfathers lead into freaking multiversal threats always.
But Gore gonna lead to what I seen Rune King Thor. Thor finna get a power boost. In that movie.
But no, they're passing it down to Jane Foster.
And then how do
you do it without including
if you see that story, she become regular Thor, he becomes Odin Thor.
So Noah's too powerful, man. Noah can't come into the MCU right now. He's too strong. They can't do anything with Noah. Plus, they don't have Venom. It don't make no sense.
There's so much
But
There's so much
Null
going
is
on
how
right
you
now
get
that
Venom,
they're not
though.
built up to fight
Depending on how
Yeah, they established it
Null
already
is
though,
the
Tori.
god of. He is the
But I don't think
symbiote
they're gonna
god.
show him though.
So if you needed a way to get
But
Venom,
that's Sony though. That's gonna be Sony. Sony
Nah,
yeah,
because they
knows
already
that.
wrote
but I'm
Venom back
saying
out. So
because
that's the thing about it.
literally,
They already put Venom back out.
Venom's not out.
yeah.
He's still in there. The
No,
symbiote's there.
Venom's back out. The
And
symbiote's
that's
there.
all you
You
really
don't need the
need.
symbiote. You need Venom to deal with Null, and
But
Venom
they
isn't
can
there.
make another Venom.
Depending
But
on how they deal with it. But I'm saying for Null to be there,
I thought about that.
because
I
you
don't.
don't get
I don't.
Venom
Oh
without
god.
Null.
Venom's in
Because
the
you have to
MCU.
make a
We need-
Venom out of
but you
nowhere.
don't have to put
Venom's
Noel
in the
to be.
MCU. Period.
You know how quick that would have to be,
I'm
though.
saying
You have
you
to
have
make
to.
a Venom
I'm
and
saying
then
that
make that
you-
Venom
But they're
stronger
not
to
gonna
fight
make
Null
no-
immediately.
The
I don't
only
like that.
reason Gore was winning was because of
believe
the
that.
all black Necro Sword. The all black Necro Sword was literally a piece of Null. And as
But-
much as they put onto these weapons that all these heroes and villains use, which are from the Tesseract to Thor's hand, you know what I mean? They put the emphasis on it. So I feel like you can't really just be like, here's Gore the God Butcher. Yes,
But
he's
Gore
still
was-
got the
well,
all black
Gore was
Necro
first, though.
Sword. You all know
Gore
where
was
it came
first in the
from.
comic though.
Give
I'm
Gore
not
a
Gore
saying
was
power
first.
you
to a
just
different
bring
power
Null. I'm
source
not
other
saying
than
bring
Null.
Null in, but I'm saying you sort of have to reference them.
But, and then you got to find a way to get Carnage in there.
Well, what's the
somehow.
name? What's the name? I already kind of mentioned them in the what's the name? Like we got a hive mind in a planet.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm
Okay.
saying you could give
So
him
they
a
already kind of
different.
mentioned them already. in
Yeah,
a way.
I'm saying you can give him a different power boost and just automatically attribute it to Null. You could easily give
But-
Gore
I'm
the
not-
God
but-
Butcher
No,
another
but what
power.
I'm not
Nolan
saying
but
that we're just
are
doing King
one
and
and the
Black,
same, if
but
I'm
I'm
not-
saying there's some parts of
I'm
these
not
coming
mistaken.
things.
Null and Carnage are the same.
No,
Well,
all of them. He Venom
Nah,
too. He
no,
basically every
no.
Null is all
all
of
of
them.
the symbiotes are a part of Null.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I say that you have to bring Carnage in somehow. You're not
But they
gonna
That's
like-
do
the thing about it. Null makes
But there's
like
a
if I
thousand
compare it
Carnages,
to
though.
Carnage,
From it,
Null
though, I'm
makes
all
more
for it.
sense for
Carnage as a
Sony
shark
to do
was
than
amazing.
Marvel to
Yeah,
try to shoehorn
Sony
in.
would do that first. Sony would
No,
do
I'm
no.
saying it
Sony.
makes
No,
more sense for Sony to
I'm
do this
down for
right
a
now.
Maximum Carnage movie. For
I
the
would
rest
love
of
a
it.
Maximum
It
Carnage
makes
movie,
more
but
sense
not
for
by
Sony
them.
to do it.
Not by Sony though. I don't want it by
Yeah.
them.
But
I
Sony has
don't
like
know.
the
What
properties
if they-
for
what
Venom
if
and
they let
everything
Marvel
connected
help?
to them. So it just makes more sense for them to do.
Marvel
them to
got
know.
too much on their plate. By the way, for those crazy threats, we gonna start getting people for those crazy threats soon.
That's
Adam Warlock's coming.
Yeah.
Ruin King Thor is supposed to come. We getting the Marvels are coming.
It's going
Yeah.
to take.
So we're
I'm
starting to get people that can fight
And
multiversal.
Monica
threats.
Monica
it.
Rambeau,
We
when
don't
she
have
figure
that.
out her when Monica
My
Rambeau
baby.
figure out her power, when she
My
figure out her
baby.
power, she on that level. I'm pretty sure Blue Marvel coming. He married to Monica
Who's
Rambeau.
universal threat protector right now that we have in the current MCU?
The
It's
only one you got
Captain
close
Marvel.
to that is gonna be somewhere between
Captain
Wanda
Marvel.
Strange and Captain Marvel. The only one's close.
Yeah. I would honestly probably just say Doctor Strange.
I don't even
One-
want to put
Nah,
him in.
I'm not
Wanda-
gonna show about
Wanda-
Wanda. Not now.
Wanda's kind of a villain though. She probably been a villain. So
I was gonna say Wanda
Currently, Wanda
almost
is not a
she
villain.
straddles
Currently,
the
Wanda
fence
is
too
not a
much.
villain.
Oh yeah, currently she
No,
not. So.
but you
and the
forget
thing
the
about it-
Scarlet Witch was a villain long before she was a hero of any sort.
But we
I'm talking about in
the
the
show.
MCU right now. She's
Yeah,
not
I
a
know,
villain.
but I'm just saying. So the potential
And-
for villainy is always there in the character's core.
That's
and what
fair.
I know is
It's
that
fair.
I'm not gonna
It's fair.
believe any of the trailers that Marvel
And
does. 'Cause they lie in their
Icarus
trailers all
too,
the time.
but Icarus kind of dead right now. Icarus
They lie
was
in their and I hated that. I hated the way they killed them all. But anyway, they lie in their trailers all the time.
it was for the
So I'm not gonna believe
poetic. Monte was for the poet because he did that in the poem.
I'm
Flew
so
too close to the
upset.
sun.
Icarus got too close to the sun. That's the
But
poem.
I am gonna take this in a
Icarus
different
was OP though. He was Superman, dog.
No, he
Yeah.
wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He
That
was
man was
OP though,
He was not Superman.
but he was OP.
Superman is made off by, but y'all know Superman was based on.
Yeah,
Icarus,
he's
right?
based off Icarus. He's not.
So-
Icarus is not Superman. I'm gonna kill that right now. But anyway, I'm gonna take this another route because I had a thought. I did make a TikTok to this. Is that Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness would be the perfect opportunity. Even though I'm not sure how they would do this, it would be the perfect opportunity for them to fix Black Panther storyline in Multiverse of Madness. It would be freaking perfect timing to do so. I just
It'd be
don't
the
know.
perfect
how.
place to fix a lot of plot holes in the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, because they did it in Spider-Man, and it would be perfect for them to fix the timeline in this. I just don't know which way they're gonna go with the main character. But if they were to do something like, because people were saying like Killmonger, even though I'm not necessarily of that fan count, if they wanted to make Michael B. Jordan the current Black Panther, all they would have to do in this multiverse is just make a time, it's just like go into his timeline and stop him from being taken from Wakanda, or stop him from his dad getting killed, which will change his entire outlook and will save him from death and actually just change the storyline to where he'd be alive and in line for
As
the
long as
throne.
we still have
Very simple.
Mbuku, I'm okay.
Yeah, we gotta talk about two things because the podcast is about hour 40. Did y'all see Savage World?
No.
Nope.
What's
It
that
was
for?
when they broke when Doctor Strange and Erica Chavez broke through the barrier, you saw the dinosaur.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Pterodactyl.
That is where the X-Men stay in Savage World.
The Savage
Yeah,
Land.
Savage Land. The Savage
yeah,
Land.
Yeah, so some people are
Savage
thinking that
Land,
they're
because
taking
Magneto
the-
takes it over, which is
That's a complex story in itself.
And
It
then
is.
did you see when they broke through that? On the other side, it was an animated world.
Yeah, some people are thinking they're going to the X-Men '97 animated world, and
pull
like that,
people out.
Professor Xavier is going to be the
which
one
would
that
be
goes and
crazy.
does it.
I
Right.
did see that.
But I told you the theories are
I
all
wonder
over the
how
place,
they do it
bro.
though, because you got to
But-
bring the X-Men in for the story to really advance in certain directions.
I
You
saw
just
a
let
rumor.
Wanda speak to men. It's simple.
I
Let
saw
Wanda
that
speak
too.
to men.
No
But
more
then you can't do House of M, because if you
Huh?
do, then how do you do House? Are you going to have her bring them
they not
in
gonna-
and then take away all their powers too?
No, they
No,
ain't gonna do that
no.
story. They gonna do it a different way. They ain't
No,
gonna do the same
because
I
thing.
all
was
you can
saying,
do
if they
is,
have Wanda bring her in, they can't just do House of M the
No,
way
they're
that.
not. Like what they
I
said
think this
was,
gonna be the House of M style. I think this movie
one
gonna
of
be
the
the House of
theories
M.
is that when Professor says, "Let's tell them the truth." One of the theories is that y'all world is actually a world where mutants were already gotten rid of, and they're just gonna have Wanda speak them back in by pure accident, or by
Which
on purpose,
is
whichever way.
Or no
Okay.
more. I saw a theory that said no more multiverses, and then they all combine.
Ooh, that could be big.
Yeah, like
and that'd
that
be a
way.
good
But
play on
either
the
way,
No More
I'm thinking
Mutants
Wanda speaks
thing.
to me.
That
That's
will
all.
that will
Either
put
way, I
a,
think
that
Wanda
put
speaks
one
to me.
on that'll put one on a level, dog. You say no more multiverses. There ain't no.
I think Wanda speaks to
Yeah.
men though. Like the only thing that makes sense to me is that Wanda speaks to men. It goes with
Yeah.
comic book lore. She has the power. They're gonna be in the core of a
That's an
whole bunch of
OP power,
multiverses.
dog.
It just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
They just have her speak.
But-
Like they're gonna be in the core of. It ain't necessarily that Wanda's power will be that strong. If they're in the
It
core
depends
of
on how they
multiverses,
want to do the
if she
X-Men
just casts
after
a
that.
spell that says either they all combine or mutants come back in, it makes sense.
But
And to me, I don't think they're going to combine the multiverse of mutants because they're not going to use those same mutants. Unless
X-Men 97 could be something totally different.
Unless not X-Men 97, unless they use X-Men First Class World. That's the only one that makes sense to me. Because X-Men First Class, they
That
only
could be
showed
good.
4 mutants. All the rest of the mutants like Jean Grey, Cyclops, Rogue, none of them were ever shown. So you could do brand new actors of them if you wanted to. That's the only one that makes sense to me. And not to mention the fact that Hugh Jackman was older looking in the world, so we would recognize him. But the actual Wolverine was young that everybody else saw, so you could recast him as well. That's the only one that makes sense to me is if you're going to pull another world, it has to be X-Men First Class World. That's the only one.
How y'all feel about, we know 2 people I think they almost confirmed in the poster, Peggy Carter and Daredevil. How y'all feel about them being back? Peggy Carter 100% on Illuminati. Ain't she going to be Captain Britain? Probably in the Illuminati.
Probably. But see, this thing about it, I'm also...
Man, but how do you see? There's so many... They have to change so much stuff because...
But Peggy Carter can't be Captain Britain.
You almost need the X-Men for Captain Britain.
See, this thing that I'm paying attention to.
But they're in another universe, though.
So this is what I know about Captain Marvel.
So you gotta have
the fact that they allowed you to see that Patrick Stewart is in the movie already means that is light work compared to the rest of what they got in this freaking movie. Because they gave you this snippet with 3 months to go. They know they got way more in this movie that they got.
Daredevil in the poster doing this was cool though.
Like Patrick Stewart and Illuminati has to be light work in this movie for them to give that to us 3 months in advance. Because you know in Spider-Man No Way Home, they did they bit, even though it got leaked out. Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were never shown in any of the trailers or anything, and the entire plot of the movie was never even revealed. So the fact that they gave us this snippet of Patrick Stewart 3 months early means not only do we gonna have at least 1 to 2 more trailers, that means we didn't even scratch the surface of the shit they're finna do in this movie. Not even close.
Yo, the poster with Daredevil doing this, like I ain't supposed to be here, is fire and fits Daredevil.
And then you remember, they also went back and re-recorded more cameos in this movie. This movie is going to be huge. That's why I said, like, we didn't even scratch the surface of what this movie is really going to be about.
You know the advantage this movie, you know what this movie got the advantage of that none of the other, that Spider-Man didn't have?
What?
It is so many theories. Like, Spider-Man was like, them 2 coming back, and that was the whole theory. This movie got so many theories that half of them going to be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but think
Yeah.
about it. They knew they were coming back, but nobody even
But
guessed.
that's
actually
by
the plot of
virtue of the
movie.
title.
Nobody
You
still
can't
knew the
call a
plot of the
movie
movie, even up
Multiverse
until the
of
point it came out.
Madness.
Nobody knew the plot of the
And
movie
not-
at all. So even in this,
Yeah.
we didn't get the plot of the movie. And then the thing about it, I know this movie gonna be at least 2:45 to 3 hours, at least that long.
It has to
You
be.
got me, Bob. It's gonna be at least 2:45
It's
because
gotta.
Spider-Man No Way
It's
Home was 2.5
multiverse.
hours.
Anything can happen.
No
I'm
Way Home
expecting
was
3
2.5
hours.
hours.
I'm not
I
gonna lie.
know this movie gonna be touching 3 at least. It's gonna be touching
We saw-
3 hours at least, and I'm here for
And
it.
we got a little
Hell,
more
we
talk
probably
about.
touching 3
Did y'all
hours
see
on
the
this
TV spot?
podcast.
Did y'all see the TV spot?
For what?
The TV, the Super Bowl for this movie. Did y'all see
Oh,
Zombie
the TV?
Wonder? Did y'all see Zombie Wonder?
Yes, I saw Zombie One.
Yeah.
That's why I said like, ain't even touch what this movie
Zombie
gonna be
Doctor
about.
Strange with his fingers doing that. I'm like, what is this movie?
Like I said, this we ain't even touched the surface of what this movie really gonna be because they gave you this snippet with Professor Xavier 3 months ahead.
Zombie Wonder,
It's too much
Defender,
in this
Doctor
movie, bro. I
Strange
can't
with
wait.
a different hairstyle. I'm like, what is this movie? What are y'all putting in here that y'all can give this
This movie's
away?
gonna be wild, bro. It's gonna be wild. It's
Man,
gonna
we
be
can
wild.
mess around, all get tickets to
It's either gonna be amazing or it's gonna be a letdown.
I think this movie just gonna be a bunch of Stone Cold pops where you just see people. Like, oh.
That's what I'm thinking. It could be a spot fest of a movie.
It might not be good. You just pop every time
I
you
was
see
about to say
somebody.
they just hit you with so much nostalgia, and you're just like, oh,
every
It's
It's
5
gonna be
minutes.
That's
nostalgia.
the
They
battle.
went back for extra reshoots of cameos. It's gonna be so many people probably pop up in this movie. It's gonna be crazy.
How y'all feel if Tom Cruise do be a superior Spider-Man? Y'all gonna pop?
I'm
No.
with it mainly because I figured that Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be too much money for him to pay for him to do it. So I figured he'd probably be here.
I don't think he
bro,
want to do it
it's
no more. So
Disney.
it's
There ain't no such thing as too much money when it comes to Disney.
But I mean, yeah, he probably was burnt out on it. But I mean, one cameo in a movie as a superior Iron Man wouldn't be bad. But
Well, if they're gonna do that, then I want Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. They gotta pay him too.
I mean, they
I
may
think-
do a cameo of him. Like it doesn't surprise me because
we
you
don't
know
know what they're
Patrick
gonna do.
Stewart's
This
gonna
movie
be
seems
here.
crazy.
There's probably gonna be other
Yeah.
ones out of it. Like Halle Berry Storm may pop up and I'd be fine with it. Like who knows?
I'm hearing Namor might be in it, but if I see
Well, he's
Black
one of the
Bolt, I might pop.
Illuminati. He should
I
be.
only want Namor if we get the freaky deaky Namor that be taking down crazy Cthulhu-esque
But he's
princesses.
in the Illuminati. Namor's supposed to be there.
He is. That's what I'm saying. He's part of
Yeah,
the
and if-
Illuminati. So
And if we see Gargano, it kind of makes sense that he done.
Yeah, another
see,
thing about
that-
it, like we also supposed to see. I
that
forgot the
would be
name of the dude
good.
who's supposed to be playing Mr. Fantastic, but he's a part of the Illuminati too. And everybody was
Yeah.
rumored that he was in the movie anyway.
By the
But
way, did y'all
man,
see
they gotta
did y'all
do-
see the bands of Cinderella yell at America Chavez? The bands of Cinderella, because that was the bands that Doctor Strange used. They
That's
were
a-
like yelling at her,
yeah,
and then Doctor.
whenever
I'm like,
whenever I hear Sidorak, I can't help but think of the Juggernaut because that's how
yeah, that's how
he
you get
got his
power.
powers.
Which would be a dope tribute at the end of the movie if they do like a spot and just show the Juggernaut get power.
Yeah.
Considerate was
Kane
in the
Marco,
movie.
Kane Marco's a
That movie
character
ends
that
off
they
with
can
the
do a
music
lot
coming up,
with.
man, it's a wrap. That movie ends off with the music's coming up. It's a wrap,
And
bro.
the Juggernaut's one of my favorite Marvel
What?
characters, so I'm always
Before we
with
get out,
the-
what's the next movie after this?
Thor, Love and Thunder.
I was gonna say
So
that's,
we-
that's the next question. Where are we going?
So we
Thor,
we
Love and
can
Thunder.
we can guard we can guard God, but we get another dimensional level threats now, dog.
But
They
the
done
thing
moved on.
about, they're also like the other part to add in, like Moon Knight starts like around the
March-
time that Doctor
March
Strange
30.
starts up, and then like Miss Marvel's show starts afterwards. So I have no idea if those shows are going to connect to the movie at all. Even though I
And then-
personally think Moon Knight does, because just like Hawkeye, where the episode the week that Spider-Man came out, they
Shows
just don't
Kingpin.
happen to show off freaking Kingpin.
Yeah.
It's not gonna surprise me that during episode 5 of freaking Moon Knight, they just show some dimensional tear in the multiverse is the reason why he has Moon Knight powers or some bullshit like that. So it's not, and so it's gonna be a show after that. You'll get the Miss Marvel show, which I have no idea what they're gonna connect to it, and then you get Thor: Love
I
and
don't
Thunder.
want to see that.
It's gonna be some stuff in
And
it.
then what's after that? It's Guardians of the Galaxy or
No,
Black Panther?
Black Panther comes up after that, which is why
Yeah,
I'm
then
saying
it's-
this movie is the best way to fix the Black Panther problem, so that we'll know what to expect when Black Panther Wakanda Forever starts. Otherwise, it's gonna be a complete mystery until the freaking trailer
Can I
comes out.
tell y'all? Can I tell y'all? I'm so nervous about that movie, but Ryan Coogler's so good, so I'm kind of conflicted.
What?
I'm
Wakanda Forever?
I'm talking about Ryan Coogler got to work a miracle, but if anybody can do it,
He
Ryan
do gotta
Coogler
work a
could do-
miracle because not everybody. I found out as of recently after watching polls and watching everything. Not everybody's necessarily with the whole Shuri becoming Black Panther thing. Not everybody's with
No,
it.
they're not.
Well, it's kind of you can do it because it's comic book. It
You
happened. in
can,
comic
but
Yeah, but
it,
that doesn't mean when you want
Not
it.
now.
it's early.
Not right now.
Like the
Not
character
right
they chose for Shuri, I don't think was meant to be Black Panther, which is the problem with it. The other thing about it is that I think people are a little more open to recasting him, depending on how they do it. People are a little more open to that
Ooh.
now.
That's
But
good.
Ryan
Yeah,
Coogler in
I
a
don't
hard
know.
spot
I
though,
don't
bro.
know.
It's so hard.
I
bro.
think
People
it's
are a little more open now than that. When it first happened, guy
but
rest his
that
soul,
person-
nobody was open to that. But now, a year later or so, year and a half later, people are a little more open to that.
But you gotta cast. You gotta
Whoever
cast
it
them
is.
though. You gotta
You
cast
gotta
them.
show out.
You got to cast them right, but people
They
are a
gotta
little more
vet
open to repack because they looking at the alternatives, and the alternatives. Not everybody's really with Shuri being Black Panther right now, and really not everybody does not want Killmonger to pop up and be Black Panther. So your only other option, and then the other theories I saw are even worse. They're gonna have freaking Wakabi with the Rhino dude, have him be Black Panther. And nobody wants that, and they're gonna have the dude that was a part of the tribe that fought him in the beginning of the movie, have him be Black Panther. And so even less people are with them two options. So the other option you have is to recast them. And so people are a little more open to that.
Go smart. I rather he try to do something clever with Shuri because I don't want to put no actor through that.
We'll see,
if you
man.
fail, dog, you gotta go through.
Like I said,
hell,
he got to work a miracle. But I think the perfect time to work out the storyline is in Doctor Strange. That's gonna be the only way
I think you could test it out. Like, hey, if this new actor, do y'all like him? Okay, y'all don't. Let's try to figure out this Shuri situation.
I mean, that's gonna be some recast, not recast, but like some re-recording stuff. I think whatever plan they got now is pretty much set in stone. Like whatever plan they got, they got the plan. They can finna go through with it and just it is what it is at this point.
I think they're gonna actually do is try to focus on this country and make it like Amazonica.
Yeah, but in that,
because
I don't know if you recast them or I don't know if you just put Shuri in and let the country form together around her. Like you could do that, but the Shuri that they chose for Black Panther.
What's the story for why Black Panther isn't Black Panther though? That's the question. That's going to be the most important piece of the puzzle. Is how do you get rid of Black Panther?
Oh, that's not hard. Like you could have him, God rest his soul, the action person. But like in the movie, rather, you could either do like he passed away from some virus, he died in battle outside of it. It's plenty of ways you could like accidentally get rid of the character. It just depends.
I think that's tough to do. I think it'd be the most.
Not really. Killing off a character off screen is not difficult. The thing about it, what they have to do is show like an homage to him in the movie. Like as long as you do that, how you kill him off is irrelevant.
Bro, black people good at that, bro. That's all you didn't know, Joe. Black people are amazing at killing off people and doing tributes. That's the one thing we know. Ryan Coogler do that. I'm good with that.
How you kill him off?
Joe, you gonna have the Medea music playing.
Shut up.
You gonna have the little monologue going, and it's gonna be amazing. People gonna cry, and then you carry on with Monte. Am I lying?
I mean, he's not lying, but I ain't worried about the Medea music. But that's what you have to do. Like, as long as you show an homage to him, probably even post like a statue of him in Wakanda. Everybody's gonna be fine with killing him off. It's just what you replace him with is gonna be the question. And not everybody. I'm telling you, not everybody's with the Shuri argument, bro.
Yo, if Ryan Coogler pull this off, we gotta put him up there, dog.
You got kids. You got kids that are watching this that are big Black Panther fans. You have to figure that out.
Yo, if
not everybody's with the Shuri thing, man. I'm telling you, not everybody's with the Shuri thing. I'm not against it, but I'm telling you, not everybody's necessarily with making Shuri Black Panther, especially not that actor because she doesn't really fit the vibe of Black Panther.
She's too dainty to be a Black
Panther.
That's
what I'm saying. She wasn't really like when she was originally got in that spot. She was meant to be Shuri. She was never meant for like to become Black Panther like in the acting role. She wasn't meant for that because they didn't really expect anything to happen to Chadwick Boseman like that. So when that happened, she was never picked to become Black Panther immediately. That's the problem. So making her Black Panther, the actor doesn't necessarily match that vibe, so it's gonna be a difficult pull. You could do it, but it's just not gonna be easy. Like she's gonna have to like over the offseason have to like gain some buffness to her. Like she's gonna have to do all that if she does that role. Otherwise, the best option is to replace him. And that's just tough for whatever actor takes that role. Now, some actors can take the role, but it's not going to be easy. Because otherwise, you're replacing them with Wakabi, which nobody wants that. You replace them with the gorilla-looking dude where they follow him again in the movie. A lot of people don't want that either. That does happen in the comic books. Not a lot of people are feeling that either. And then your only other option is freaking Killmonger, which you have to bring him back from death and make Michael B. Jordan that, and then you could do that, but that sort of gives the awkward vibe of like, so I'm like, if you're gonna pull that move, you need to switch your storyline. And I'm like, if you do that move, you need to switch your storyline to Multiverse of Madness. That's all I'm saying.
All I know is Ryan Coogler got to pull off a miracle, and if he pull it off, that man up there.
We'll see it in 8 months. We'll see in 8 months what miracle they pull off. Because that mug comes out in November. We'll see in 8 months what miracle he pulls.
Because this man got to do work, dog. He got to like shift the whole MCU prowess around Chadwick Boseman and flip it to itself and make people accept it.
I mean, people are willing to, like, because it was so fresh. That's why it was really difficult. But about a year and a half, 2 years removed from it, people are more accepting to other ideas now. It's just when it was fresh, that was not happening. But now I think people are a little more open to other ideas.
But they still gonna be hard on whoever did it.
It's gonna be hard, but that's only
like you trying to replace Chris Evans.
You replace the actor.
Like replacing, like that's a man they try to replace Robert Downey Jr. and he didn't complete his arc. Like no, dog.
It's gonna be tough. That will be tough.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a tough call, but people are more open to it now because the alternatives don't look that good.
You can do it with Tom Cruise now simply because Robert Downey finished his arc. So you can like bring you can bring a variant version. He can't really be in the MCU, but you can show him now.
Because I know, man, like people are more accepting now because the other alternatives don't look as good. When they started to actually look at Shuri being it, they was like, I don't know about this actor, dog. Like,
you should have to buff up, bro. You should ain't the anti-vax.
Like she gonna have to buff up, bro. It's like, bro, I don't know if she's swinging it, bro. I'm telling you, you got this ugly. Because I even saw a theory that was like, oh. Lupita Nyong'o, she could do Black Panther, and I was like, oh, see, now I know y'all are desperate for ideas. Once they started throwing that one out there, I was like, oh boy. So
the whole point of Loki was to introduce us to the variant aspect of stuff, and they're just gonna have to ride it. They gotta ride that.
And now what we doing the Multiverse of Madness is closing off them variants because this movie is different. You got to do this movie right. They can't just pull variant. They got to do it right. I don't know how they're gonna pull it. But I'm doing trouble. I think they're gonna do justice with it. I just don't know how yet. That's why. If it's anybody, the movie don't even have a poster with it. It just said Black Panther Wakanda Forever. That's it. They ain't even got no picture with that movie. No picture with that movie because they like we're not gonna tell y'all nothing until trailer number 1. That's it.
Y'all know what's crazy about it too? They got a TV show coming like 6 months after.
It's probably to build up on like. Whatever the main Black Panther person is, and like the Wakanda area and everything they had to deal with since what happened to Chadwick, to Boseman, character. They're probably just like, okay, he passed away. Because this is the thing I'm telling about the movie. And we can probably go after this. I do not believe they're just gonna avoid, the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman in the movie. They're just not gonna pass by it. I think what they're gonna do is in the beginning of the movie, they're gonna have some way of him passing. And the Wakanda is going to be shown having to deal with the fallout of him passing. That's what I literally think the movie is going to be about. Is that all of Wakanda dealing with his passing and just somebody coming up to take his mantle. Whether it's the entirety of the nation, one individual person, or a recast. Somebody's going to come up in that nation and just be like, I'm going to take over this mantle and like, we're going to work together to do this. That's what I think the movie is going to be about.
How do they explain that he died though? That's the question. That's what I'm saying.
Like, you don't have to do, like, cause think about it, he passed away from cancer. You could do it like a virus in the show. You could do a virus in Wakanda. You could do him dying as a result of trying to save somebody. It's ways you could kill him off. And you just have to do it in a respectful manner.
In a respectful way.
Like since he passed away from cancer, you could literally do, he got poisoned and accidentally passed away from the poison, and we didn't know anything about it, and it's literally close to the truth.
And you can do Dr. Doom did it sometime, some way in the future.
See, no, don't get them started on this. Don't get them started.
Yo, it's been a nice show, everybody. We appreciate y'all joining us for another episode of Just a Fan. We appreciate y'all joining us for another episode of Just a Fan. I am Man Ray. Remember, buy the merch.
Dr. Doom is
on Instagram and TikTok on Monray Hudson. Also, the link tree will let you know of all the podcasts I'm part of, including Broke Ugly Dudes. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.
Dr. Doom Fan Club, Monray is the president.
Doom is mid.
Williams.com.
Yo, y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to your boy.
765 on everything. All right.
But shout out to y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. This is a little long one, but it was fun. We had to talk about a lot of good shows. And I appreciate y'all. So again, look clean, look cute, look sexy, all that cute stuff.
Buy the merch.
Buy merch, link tree in bio, like and subscribe, all that
Chadwick
good stuff.
Boseman is going to somehow
That's all
have
the buttons.
unexplainable death.
Bro, I done seen. I told you Medea movies. Tyler
I
Perry.
know they're gonna do
did.
some kind of tribute in
I
the
heard
beginning of the movie anyway, though. So I think just roll with it.